Hi, my name is Ben Eber and I am a very competitive runner. I've been running for about 6 years now and I have competed at the local, state, and national levels for both track and cross country. Part of my success has come from one simple thing, my running form. There are 3 types of running forms. A heel strike, a forefoot strike, and a midfoot strike. With the forefoot strike, you land toes first. Midfoot strike, you land almost flat, maybe a little forward, maybe a little back. And with the foot strike, you land right on your heels.
A forefoot strike lands on the balls of the feet and, in turn, reduces the impact forces the most. It is also our default foot strike in sprinting. A part of the reason that a forefoot strike reduces impact is that it transfers a linear motion into a rotational motion. This applies the force over a longer duration of time, reducing the sudden impact. With a heel strike, the heel contacts the ground first, causing the impacts to the ground to ride up the legs and into the bones and joints. A heel strike creates the most amount of force of the 3. It is also one of the most common foot strikes. It is totally fine for a casual runner and won't cause too many issues. However, the further you run, the more negative effects it has on the body. You can really see how much impact the body is taking by watching my muscles. You can see the ripples riding up my legs. A midfoot strike lands nearly flat, with possibly a slight bias towards the toe or heel. This creates less impact than a heel strike, but more than a forefoot strike.
Because people have been running for a really long time, our bodies have adapted to absorb the impacts of running. In a study done by Daniel Lieberman from Harvard University, he found that in habitually barefoot populations, people tend to forefoot strike more often than heel foot strike. Foot strike changes depending on how fast you're going. For me, when I go faster, I almost exclusively land up on my toes with a forefoot strike. But when I slow down, I tend to heel foot strike a little bit more often.
To switch to a forefoot strike, you should take shorter strides. Shorter strides ensure that your center of mass stays directly above your feet. It is important to keep good posture throughout your run. Any imbalance or tension in your body will throw off your entire form. Now remember, arm movement equals leg movement, so keep your shoulders loose and move those arms in time with your feet. Another thing to remember is to keep your hips loose. Another thing to keep in mind is to transition slowly. Moving from a heel strike to a forefoot strike too quickly can cause pain in your legs. One thing you can do to help you switch from a heel foot strike to a forefoot strike is to balance on one leg, and instead of keeping your weight on your heels, lean forward a little bit, forcing yourself to stand on your forefoot. Do this for 30 or so seconds on the one leg, and then switch to your other. Repeat this a few times before you go out on your run to remind yourself to land on your forefoot. On your run, really focus on landing forward on your foot instead of on the heels. Again, switching from a midfoot or a heel foot strike to a forefoot strike is not hard. It just takes a lot of time and patience. Now, keep it up, you got this, and miles of smiles.